everybody, welcome back to the channel. I got something exciting here. Look at that. Cove. Let's see what's inside. So we're going to have to undo these straps. This is how it came this morning. Not liking that it's on two pallets for something that weighs so much. Yeah, but we'll cut those straps. Looks like a metal frame up in there. Ooh, what's in there? Oh, I'm so excited. So we gotta find something to cut the straps. Let's see what we got over here. I only just got back into town from a riding trip in Utah, so we'll use these cutters. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that. Okay. I want to go ahead and get the cardboard off and we'll come right back. Okay, got you guys all on a chest mount now. Had this forever. I've only ever used it a couple times. So this is what it looks like without the box around it. Wow. Looking good. So it's another one of these crate thingies. Looks like the back kind of tilted, probably because it's on this. The suspension has pushed it down. Packing slip. Set that to the side. It's a big bike, so I have to see if I can do this by myself. I don't know. So we'll break down the top structure. Let's see if it's the same socket size as my other metal crate for our electric. 14. Let's see, 14. Yep. Okay. We'll see what's in here in a minute. Set it down. Now we've broken down the pallet to just the bike standing there. We're going to go ahead and reveal the bike. Ooh. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. Put that around the tail. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so nice. Just gonna go ahead and rip this. It's kind of like a fabric-y stuff, but it's easy enough to rip. I'm pretty excited. Got to get the handlebars on so I can kind of, once I undo those straps down here, once I undo those straps, there, and then on the other side, obviously nothing's holding the bike up. So got to get the bars on. So I'm going to have to obviously take off this clamp, unwrap the bars, and go ahead, put the bars on. That way I have something to hold on to then handle this bike. Yeah. So, and with it being on two pallets like that, I don't know why they did that. So, I don't know why. That meant this guy with just a normal paddle jack, obviously he can't remove the pallet from the other pallet. You know, and it would be lower to the ground. So this is, even with two people, this is going to be kind of a challenge, because what I'm thinking I'm going to do is get the handlebars on, hook up the turn singles. It looks like I have to do that too here. Hook the turn singles up, and then see if I can just See if I can just roll the bike right forward and right off. Okay, I got that metal bracket off. You just use a T30 worked the best, although these are technically 10 mil, but couldn't really get the socket in how I would like it flush with that. So T30, 10 mil if you want to, but I'd rather have everything seated fine. Yeah, I just don't want to round anything. I don't want to mess anything up, so I would go with the T30. Anyways, get off that metal bracket, unwrap the bars. This is what we have. Still got to put on the windshield. Got the turn signals to do those last. And controls. So this one will obviously go over there. Looks like your standard 8 mil, which I'd rather use an 8 mil socket than the T, so that will work on that just fine. I'm guessing in that box is probably the windshield and the mirrors. I think I have some mirrors coming aftermarket, but obviously I'll put on their mirrors for the time being. And yeah, this is what it looks like. This is how it should come. I know a lot of people like cutting their fenders down and stuff. Personally, I like leaving them. Why? You don't get hassled by cops. You don't. By leaving that, once you start like removing stuff, relocating turn signals that aren't DOT approved and putting license plates up under here and then they get bent, or they hit people, you know, on sport bikes, put them up in there and you can't really see them. Not legal at all. And it's a flag for cops. So I prefer just leaving it just like this. Now, if this breaks off or something, then okay, then I'll look at doing something, you know. Oh yeah, it looks nice. Clearly got to hook up the battery. I want to see what type of battery's in here. I'm fortunate enough having a shop that I do have anti-gravity 801 battery in stock. So I don't know what type of battery is in here. So I might just go ahead and put a 801 lithium battery in, you know, while I'm up in there. I don't know. Just that's what I'm thinking. That is a humongous kickstand. That is a huge kickstand. Wow. But I like that the foot on it is actually nice and wide, which means you're in sand, you're in soft stuff. It doesn't just sink right into the ground like so many dirt bikes nowadays. It's like a needle. It's like, why? Kickstands are pretty basic. God, I like this. I like the color more even in person. I was going to go with the teal. The wife kind of liked the teal, but I think this color scheme will last a lot longer versus the teal seems like, you know, more of a fad. It's going to come and go type thing. It's not going to be long lasting for a color. So, you know, I'm not too concerned, to be honest, because worst case is I'll just take stuff in and get it painted. And I have an idea, color scheme in mind. So, anyways, yeah, I'm going to get back to it and get those bars on. Okay, I know I said T30 for these guys. No, it's actually a T40. Sorry. Yeah, obviously the T30 will work getting off because it's not on that type, but you'll definitely want to use the proper size. T40 is the perfect fit for the Torx, so that way you don't strip anything out. 8 mil here. I just used a socket. I didn't need the Torx because plenty of room to get a socket around, whereas here there is not. This control, use a JIS driver, Japanese industrial standard. Looks like a Phillips, not a Phillips. I mean, I suppose you could use a Phillips, but that's why people round things out. There is a set screw on this, so you take the two Phillips out, and there's a set screw already in. This is how it's going to look. So that set screw, I think, was around here, a hole in the bar, and you'll get that lined up. Then it will close, and it will stop it from rotating also. And this is the orientation that looks like. There's also marks on the handlebars to where to line up your levers and mirrors from the get-go. I noticed it does wear off really easy, but I did notice it's right there. You might be able to see it, and it's kind of like a little cross. You can line it all up, and that's a good starting point. And then of course you can adjust it down or however you would like your levers and mirrors, but that's, you know, a good starting point. So I might have this one a tad down just because I notice, well, let's move it, and then I notice, oh, that little marking there now, it wears that easy. So now I guess I will go ahead and snip this and snip it on into the plastic and the fairing. And yeah, we'll get that going. I might leave off the dash and windscreen right now till I get this bad boy off this. And I'm kind of wondering if I should just wait for my business partner, because once Aaron gets in here, there's two of us. We can undo the straps and then do what I said. Try to just roll it forward right off the metal pallet slash double stack pallets here. And yeah, and two of us can manhandle this a lot easier. We'll see. He said he was having breakfast and coming in, so we'll see when he gets here. In the white box was the battery. It's a Sky Richo something. That's the part number. It is 12 volt, 72 watt hour, 360 cold cranking amps. It is a lithium. Yeah, so a anti-gravity 801 is 280 cold cranking amps, and it is like 63 watt hour. So it's actually a little smaller. So I will stick with this for now, and when I need to, I can order, you know, an anti-gravity bigger battery. In the big box, we have the manual, looks like the keys. I'm gonna guess hardware bits. I would say maybe the windshield dash. Set that aside. We got the windshield right here. There we go. There's the windshield. So we'll set that to the side. We will, I'm guessing this is the dash. Yeah, that feels like the dash. Part of the dash windshield? I don't know. Figure it out. What is this? The last box in here. The big long box, of course, it's the mirrors. Keep forgetting about the mirrors. So used to dirt bikes and no mirrors. So, mirrors. And that was it. So it's hard. I don't know how you bend that enough to to get it into there and into that lip. There's a cutout there, but even then, you can't really pry it, so I don't know. I even tried, thought it was a lubrication. I have this AMSOIL silicone spray. It's for non-metallic surfaces. So just kind of slick up this plastic a little bit to get it to go in. That is a pain in the butt. Okay, to get the battery in, I didn't film this because somebody else already has a video, but it is a pain in the ass. So you gotta take off this trim piece up here in front of the tank, four bolts. Then you take off the crash bars. Then you have to undo you have to take off the piece in here, trim piece, black piece, and then there's a hidden bolt there. And yeah, so that comes out. This side's a push pin, plasticky thing. Take that off. Then you get to that bolt. Then you do all these, the bar. There's 2 bolts up front. 1 right here. That was a different size than everyone else. I think it was a I want to say T27 versus a 25 like the others. So just note that. Yeah, and then you put the battery in, all that good stuff, hook the battery up. Your fuse block is there too. So Kove, you need to improve on this. Maybe have an access panel here somehow designed so you get to the battery and the fuse block without having to undo all this, which you're never gonna do on the trail, which is kind of scary. So I will be getting some extension, whether you call it the battery tender or whatever. I think I have this stuff at home, so I just have to look. And so I'll be undoing this again and hook that up so I have the tail here so I can charge the battery, so I can do whatever with the battery. And a main thing would be a location to jump start the battery, or bike I should say. And being that it's the Chinese lithium battery, I am definitely probably within a year going to replace it, no matter if it needs replaced or not, with an anti-gravity, a good battery, just so I'm not going up in there. And yeah, that's a pain in the ass. So just note that, getting to the battery, getting to the fuses. The fuse block 100% should be an easy access panel or in a location that you can just get to, even if they ran wires and ran it to the back just so you could get to the fuse panel. So under the seat, this is what it looks like. You take the seat off, it looks like this. Not much room are there, but I think I can make a little tool roll of some tools for this bike, seeing as it has a lot of torques. And I'll go to Harbor Freight, buy a bunch of stuff, and just put it in a sock or pouch or something and shove it underneath this rail. And yeah, have a little spot for tools. So yeah, I've been spending a lot of time just putting the battery in. That it stinks. And then spending a lot of time with the turn signals. I had to shave off some of the backside of the rubber on the turn signals just to even, with all my force pushing and twisting, and 2 of us to get this in here. And yeah, that's just crazy. So these could be better designed too, with more of a standard bolt on, or I don't know, so different design. If they do break ever, I'm probably just going to leave it off and use my hand signals. So having somebody develops like a little block off plate or something, that would be nice, because I'd block these off and not worry about it, because hand signals work and it's legal. So I got to put all this stuff back on. For the crash bar, you'll need a T50, a T45 for the bottom one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the one that I used, the T25, that kind of messed it up a little bit, but it's really like a T27. So just so you know.